Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we will be on the Holoship, aka my very own BORG Probe. So, before we get into this video, Caps, do us a huge favor, hit that like button to help this video, but also the overall channel. And of course, if you're new here, well, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded Captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, yes, here we go. So, Caps, you already know this is what I was going to do with the Summer Events Holoship, which was turned into a BORG Probe. So, with this ship coming to Star Trek Online, there is no reason for Deca not to give us a BORG Probe. But until then, this is what we are going to use for that. So, what we're going to do in this video is go over the build, the weapons, space at consoles, traits, stations, DOS, and then take it into a Cure Advance to see how it does. But I think, Caps, you already know what I'm going to do. But that's okay. This is how we have fun in Star Trek Online. So, again, as I mentioned, we are on the Probe Brick, or the Federation Intel Holoship. Just because, and we went with a whole Borg theme, as Borg theme as we can do. So, without further ado, let's go here. So the weapons, for none of you should be surprised that we went with a Torp build / kinetic, and we're leading off with a torpedo that we don't really use a lot, but when we first started Star Trek Online, definitely was on a lot of our builds because it was a reputation torpedo, and that is the Omega Plasma Torpedo Launcher that you can get from your Omega rep. Next up, so you can see here we're going with like the theme of green torpedoes. To pack a little bit more punch, we're going to use the Enhanced Biomolecular Photon Torpedo, which is from your Undine rep. The Romulan Hyperplasma Torpedo Launcher. Again, it's green, so we're going to use that. And Borgs always hit us with plasma torpedoes, so definitely we're going to do the same with this build. So this I actually just got from the Romulan rep. And then lastly, the Particle Emission Plasma Torpedo Launcher, which I just got off the exchange a long time ago. So there is my 4 weapons there. Space set, you have the Elite Fleet Intervention Proton Matter Deflector from your Fleet Colony, the Prevailing Innovated Impulse Engines from your Competition rep, Solely Nucleating Warp Core. This I got from the event a couple years ago, but this is also now you can get something from the MUDS store. And to round it off, the Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield from the Discovery rep. Now, to give me more Borg-ish theme-ish, we're going with the Kinetic Cutting Beam, which again you can get from your Omega rep. So definitely going to add and help this whole kinetic theme we got going on, of course. And then to round off the aft weapons, bunch of mines. So the Thoron Infused Quantum Mine, you got this from your Delta Dilithium Mine Store. The Delta Dilithium Store. The Elite Fleet Janur Tricobalt, which is from your Fleet Colony again. And actually I used 2 Thoron Infused, so there you go. That is rounding off our aft weapons on the Probe Brick. Devices, of course, our Torp Candy. 30% bonus projectile damage for 20 seconds. And 5% critical severity for 20 seconds. Our Kobayashi Maru Transponder for its buff goodness. And then our Temporal Negotiator to help us with our cooldowns. So consoles, we're going to use the one that comes with the ship, which is the Hollow Matrix Distortion. So passes gives us plus 20% inertia rating, plus 20 defense rating. And the Hollow Matrix Distortion, it is an area of effect. 10 clicks self plus temp HP plus all damage resistance to the foe minus all damage resistance, and placate to self 6,756.3 temporary hit points for 15 seconds plus 5% all damage resistance for 15 seconds. Additional plus 5% all damage resistance per foe for 15 seconds. So to the target, minus 25% all damage resistance for 15 seconds. Up to 10 foes within 10 click radius. I like that because a lot of the consoles have like a 5 click range. It's good if it's 10. Like that just makes sense, really. There's a placate for 5.8 seconds and to self applies collected technology. Moving on here, the covert warhead module. This comes from the Terran Eagle for its plus 28% projectile damage. Sets shared torpedo recharge to 1.5. It was longer, of course. It's 0.5 equipped on a pilot ship maneuver, but this is not a pilot ship. It would be great though if it was. Kind of almost makes sense. The ordnance accelerator from your gamma rep. So minus 1.5 seconds shared mine recharge time. So that's what we're going for. Plus 20% mine recharge speed, plus 26.3 projectile weapon damage. Of course, how could we not use the assimilated module? This is from your mega rep as well. Pretty good console still all around. Even in 2025, 1.2% critical chance, 12.1 flat crit severity. Your plus 5 weapon power setting, 6.7 starship damage control. Improves passive hull regen, which it's a probe ship. It's a BORG ship. In my mind, at least. And a little bit of starship control expertise. So definitely have that going on for it. Now that is a 3-piece, I believe, that I'm using here. So as you can see, the 3-piece here. Omega weapon amplifier, 2.5% chance when firing energy weapons to gain Omega weapon amplifier. Don't have it, but sure. Reactive deflection, so 1% chance when hit to set hull resistance to approximately 75% for 2 seconds. This cannot occur more frequently than once every 30 seconds. So it's a full set. Again, this you can get from your mega rep. Next up, temporal vortex. Now this is actually just a latest addition. I tried to make this as much proby, Borgy as much as I can. This was a first contact event price, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, you can comment below, but 19% exotic damage, don't have exotic, but that's fine. 26.27% turn rate, scales with Ox. Also gives 12.5% cooldown reduction on temporal operative bridge also abilities. We don't have that here, but that's fine. But what does it do? Create a moving anomaly, radiation damage plus slow. So create a temporal vortex, which of course was from the Star Trek movies there. First contact. So create a temporal vortex for 30 seconds. That travels to targeted foe's current location. To each foe in the vortex cone, 2,901.5 radiation damage per second, minus 60.7% flight speed and turn rate. And to self applies collected technology. So there's that. Another BORG technology. Again, I believe a reward, cutting tractor beam. Activating universal console adds 10% bonus damage to universal consoles for 25 seconds. So we got a lot of those here. Plus 30 starship hull restoration, plus 30 starship energized hull plating. Cutting tractor beam. BORG generator uses a cutting beam, creates a level 66 BORG generator for 45 seconds, separates material from the target with a heavy kinetic cutting beam. Geez. 2,977.2 kinetic damage times 3 per second. If target is below 50% hull, will disable target's engines or shields for 60 seconds. Swarmer Matrix, we're just using this for the plus 50 projectile weapon and training, but you can see there also plus 30% turn speed, flight speed, and targetable torpedoes. Just got this off the exchange. For some survivability, and I always use this on all my builds, the dynamic power distributing module from your Atlas, and for prototype Dreadnought that you can get from your event prize. And who knows, as of this video, well, not who knows, it's a matter of time that we get an actual new, I'm hoping, Sea Store ship, so this console may be more available, especially an account-wide one. Hopefully, who knows? We'll see. But 11.3 all damage resistance rating, plus 19% directed energy damage. Of course, it is a oh crap click console. Bonus damage resistance. So for 20 seconds, plus 40% bonus damage while your hull is above 80%, plus 100 bonus damage resistance rating, and 500% hull regen. Very Borgy, this whole thing. I love it. Now for the more Borg effect, dispersing nano probe assimilator. Yes, I believe this was like this. Where did I get this? Captains below, let me know in the comments. I can't remember where I got this, but we have it. We're building it there. Yeah, this is just a fun build, really, to be honest with you. So 5% max hull cap, 25.6 starship control expertise. So area of effect, plasma damage 3 clicks, plasma dot, create ramming Borg ally if defeated. 13,173.1 plasma damage to foes. See, it's a very Borg source damage is plasma. 817 point plasma, 0.1 plasma damage per second, 30 seconds. If affected foe defeated, it is assimilated up to 45 seconds. I don't think I can assimilate Borg ships. I have assimilated the Natra, but like the rest of the ship, I don't think I have. But it's still fun to use, especially on non-Borg TFOs. Assimilated ships use tractor beam on random foe, then chase and detonate on proximity. Again, applies collected technology. Is there details on this? Ooh, no. Okay. Same. Next up is the retrofit assimilator. Again, I believe is a reward that we got. Plus 30 starship exotic generator, plus 30 starship control expertise. Kinetic damage physical dot. When foe is defeated, it is assimilated under your control. Again, another one of those Borg things. 180 degree targeting arc, 18,567 kinetic damage, 595.1 physical damage for 120 seconds. When target is defeated, it is assimilated for 180 seconds until immune. So yes, why not? We will be using the temporal disorder. This was a recent reward, an event. Immunity to all damage for 3 seconds, and if you missed it, you can probably get it in the muds. It'll probably go into the muds for sure. But immunity to all damage for 3 seconds when hull below 50%. Temporal disorder creates 4 ships with witch taunt plus on death do radiation explosion plus hold. So summon 4 temporal duplicates of your ship for 60 seconds. I'm gonna have a little mini probe fleet. That's awesome. I like that. Each taunts nearby foe, so it's gonna help us survive a little bit. To foes on death or expire, 5 click sphere, which causes 9,043.7 radiation damage and holds enemies for 10 seconds. To owner on death or expire, 150% speed and turn rate for 15 seconds. So there's that. Now to add to the kinetic damage, we're going to use the Universal VAQ Warhead Multiple Launch System, which is from the Texas, that you can also get from your event prize. 31.2% kinetic and beam damage, plus 16.3% hull capacity. But it stores up to 12 charges, uses all when firing. Each charge launches a VAQ warhead at a random foe within target. 135 degree arc, which splits into 6 projectiles after 1.25 seconds or default at 3 clicks. Foe hit before the split, 19,647.5 kinetic damage. Foes hit within 4 clicks of split, 6,549.2 kinetic damage times 6. If no hit, far away foes, 6,549.2 kinetic damage times 2 up to 3 targets. So that is my consoles that I'm using. Again, kind of the Borg theme that we're going with here. Stat-wise, what does that do for us? Well, we have a crit chance of 31.5 and crit severity of 162.1%. Now, keep in mind, caps, I do have my Pendevers helping me. I am only at 600 and plan on saying that because we were doing fine before the cap and we're doing fine after. So, no worries there. We'll keep going on with the build here on the Pro Brick. Here's my skills. I have not changed this in years, nor do I plan on changing this at all. As you can see there, 8 spent in engineering, 10 in sci, and then the rest 28 points in TAC. Specialization is Intel primary and temporal secondary traits. This is what we're working with. So a good day to die. This trait I just got off the exchange in one of those infinity sort of packs there. The genetic sequencer is a space trait from the Infinity Prize Pack personal trait for space. A lot of these are actually, even this. The Hot Pursuit, Self-Modulating Fire, Kinetic Precision, that is something you have already. Fleet Coordinator, when I'm in a group. Fear Projectile Training, something you have. Unconventional Systems, again, something that you can get off the exchange. Terran Targeting Systems. Intelligent Agent Attaché, and the Boimler Effect. Starship traits, Assault Formation Theta from the legendary Sliss, one of my favorite traits. Ceaseless Momentum, again, something that you can get off the exchange there. Or Federation, but for KDF, you get this from the Nakej Intel Battlecruiser. So we're using that. Subspatial Warheads, this is from the ship in the Lobi store, the Sona Intel Battlecruiser. Now the whole plasma theme, we're gonna use, this is why we're using this trait, the rapid emitting armaments, which kinda is purple torps, and also why we decided to use the purple torp console from the Texas. But this is from the legendary Derpadex, aka Dideridex. And then lastly here, Carrier Wave Shield Hacking, again, something from the exchange that you can get from the Infinity Lockbox Space Traits boxy thingies. Now, as you can see, I did not T6X or X2 this because I always want to see how a ship does right out of the box. So space reputation here, we have Precision, Advanced Targeting Systems, again, Omega Connect Shearing, Torpedo Pre-Fire Sequence, and Tyler's Duality. Now for stations left to right, top to bottom, unique to this ship, you only get 4 stations. So what do? Well, it is Intel and Miracle Worker, but we just decided to just use as much torpedo-ish, kinetic-ish type power. So Torpedo Spread 1, Cannon Scatter Volley, of course, and the reason why we have that there, even though this doesn't have cannons, I'll explain later. Torpedo High Yield 3, of course, and then Attack Pattern Omega 3, which of course with the Taliss trait, this gives me an additional High Yield 3. Tractor Beam, and some Miracle Workers, one of my favorites. Destabilize Warp Core. And here is also something helping us here. So Mixed Armament Synergy. So what I do with this is I activate this and then hit Cannon Scatter Volley to help my torps. So emergency powered engines, emit unstable warp bubble, and eject warp plasma. And then the last 2, Chemosite Lace Weaponry and Mines Dispersal Pattern Beta 1. So that is our station. Now to our dopes. 2 on ground helping us in space, Neil Falconer. Again, kind of Borg theme, I like it. Ground, you can see it says ground increased damage, but this is space damage versus the BORG. Elder Katan, space increased damage versus all. And then for the active space, nothing too different in terms of our DOFs that we use for kinetic builds. So Emergency Con Holographic Officer recharges evasive maneuvers when emergency powered engine is activated. Got this off the exchange a long time ago. Projectile Weapon Officer, chance to reduce the time to recharge mines. Got off the exchange. Same thing with Lyrene, Space Warfare Specialist, space increased damage versus the Borg Law, which is a DOF you can actually get from one of the Nimbus missions. Chance to reduce the time to recharge torpedoes. And another Projectile Weapons Officer, chance for stacking crit severity buff on firing projectiles. Again, off the exchange. And then Brad Boimler, something we got for a long time ago for free. So that is the build. That is my Borg probe. Now we're going to take into a Cure Advance we're gonna go take care of the left docking station, zip over to the right side, clear all the ships that are heading towards the Kang, clear the right side, and then clear the middle. But before we do that, shout out to my caps over here. So we have CJ, aka Sav, in the assimilator. I'm not gonna just say that name, but you can see it there. We got Shinen, Dwayne, Stevo, Alex, Spaceboy, Lucifer, Sora, and Not Dis Adams, which is a Gamma. So shout out to you, my caps. Thank you for being here. Now we're gonna go see how this thing does. Now, something I did forget to actually go over here. This holoship does actually have those very, very cool features that came with. Like, you can turn this into other ships. And of course, it has that counter stuff. You can use that here. But I wanted to make this definitely a Borg ship, right? So that's why we're not going to be using that. But you do also have these inherited 3 triggers that you can use. Holographic configuration tactical, holographic configuration engineering, and psi modes. So for each one, so let's say tactical, you get the self minus 20% max hull, minus 20% max shield cap, plus 20% flight speed, plus 5 turn rate. Subsystem power bonuses become plus 15 weapon subsystem power. And plus 15 engine and subsystem power. And again, the more foes you defeat, again, you get those ships. We went over that in the blog video, which I can link here. But I'm not going to really necessarily use a lot of the other skins you can use with a ship, because I just want this Borg ship. The engineering is plus 15% max hull, plus 15% max shield cap, minus 10% flight speed, minus 5 turn rate. Your bonuses are plus 10 to weapon, shield, and ox. And then for the psi, minus 10% max hull, plus 10% max shield cap, plus 10% flight speed, plus 2 turn rate, and then subsystem power bonuses are plus 15 to shield and ox. I probably just go with the eng, but there you go. So I'm just being reminded here by CJ. Thank you. Just make sure that we did a TFO earlier to test this out. We're going to head over to that Cure Advance and see how this does. I almost dragged everyone with us. Definitely been having fun with the ship, and we'll definitely continue to have a little bit more fun with it. And when we do, of course, we will just add this. I'm very happy that it's in the fleet. Whenever we have a Borg theme night, well, there you go. We can definitely have this at our disposal. Not only can we something I did forget too to mention, my visuals. I am using the Borg set from the Omega rep. So you have the deflector, impulse, and shields, and we have a oh god, that is a nasty looking thing. What? Oh, thank goodness. See ya later. Bye. Too bad. I have a feeling I know who that was. But here we go. See how we do here. Do that. This. Some of our buffs going. Let's see how she does. All that going. Oh, there she goes. Okay, we're gonna quickly go over here. Let's get rid of these ships going. If we have to go back to clear that up, we will. I'm hoping some of my stuff there takes care of that. See that? I am staggering my buffs here because I am the only ship in this TFO sometimes you won't see me activate a couple things just because of that very reason. Take care of these guys. Look at that, my pro bricks. I got 4 pro bricks over there. Let's go! I think that also helps in my survivability for sure. Look at all those torps going. Let's go! Alright, let's take care of this right side here.
Disarm your weapons. You will escort us to your home port, where we will begin to assimilate
Oh!
culture and
Oh!
technology.
Oh! Can you imagine if I could assimilate that? That'd be fun. Oh, it's being a little stubborn. There you go. That'd be fun if I can assimilate that. Take care of that. Well, she's doing pretty good. Let's take care of these Negvars first before we take care of the last docking station. But I like the look that we're going with. Look at that green torps cutting beam. I love it. One thing I love about Star Trek Online, you can definitely do a lot of theme builds, fun builds. Makes playing never boring at times. Okay, now we can go in here. The rest of our buffs, and oh, did that ever take it down? That took it down a lot quicker. Let's go. We have a rogue BORG probe here just going ape aft against the BORG. There you go. See, I left that left docking station with a bunch of things left there, but a lot of my torps and even those ships that I summoned took care of it, so. Alright, let's finish off the TFO here. A lot of clicky action. Let's go! Let's go! The Pro Brick did pretty good. That was awesome. Alright. We're gonna go here, take our Shelfie caps. If you don't know what that is our ship selfie. I'll keep saying it. This is one of my favorite places to take Shelfies, and this might just very well be the actual thumbnail. I'm not sure. But we love how this looks in this TFO, even with all the mines there. That looks pretty mean, yeah? Alright. Enough of that. Let's head out here and then give our final ECs. But that's how it did. It did pretty good. And as I mentioned before, running into that TFO, we did take an ISC, and the past week this has actually been doing about 300 to 400 DPS in a supported team and even a non-supported team. So that being said, right out of the box, it does really well. I believe that this ship is... It is! The Nicholas also has to get a shout out, and just because of that, I'm gonna just fly over here. Because that just makes me... I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. Whoever said that I love the Jays, nope. That is not a thing. And I'll just kind of keep flying here, so to keep flying away from them. I can't. So, Caps, that's the vid. That is how the BORG probe did. This also might be the thumbnail here. I'm not quite sure. I hope you Caps were able to get the ship. It's a fun ship, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I wasn't excited for it, but getting to use it and then being able to put this Borg theme on it, it's been fun. Not gonna lie, it's been huge fun for us here. So, but that's how it did. I'd say, yeah, whenever we do another Borg theme night, definitely a ship that we are going to use. So, with that said, Caps, do us a favor, hit the like button to help this video. Comment below, let us know your thoughts on the holoship and what you did with it. That'd be interested. If you're new here, again, hit that subscribe button to join the YouTube bridge here. And with that said, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.